In electricity, first I am going to explain that the charge, what is a charge and what are their properties, how many types of charges are there, right? Charge is the basic property, right? Charge is the basic property of matter. It is the basic property of matter, and these are two types are there. Okay, these are two types. What are they? Right? Positive charge and negative charge. Is it right? Positive charge and negative charge. Negative charge. We know the charge is all quantized. Okay, positive charge means which one is have the positive charge. Example, proton has the positive charge. Okay, what is the value of the proton charge? The proton charge is E is equal to, okay, proton charge Q is equal to charge denoted with Q. It is plus E. That is E value is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19. The unit of the charge is coulomb. And if you go for the electron, right, electron also have the same charge, that is E, but it has a negative charge, that is Q is equal to minus E, that is minus 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19. The important property of charge is the charge is quantized. Charge is quantized. What is the meaning of the charge is quantized? Quantized means charge on any body is equal to plus or minus Ne. Okay, the charge on any body is equal to plus or minus Ne, where n is the integer, right? Integer. N is always integer. It never be fraction. That you should remember. That means the charge may be plus 1e or minus 1e, or charge may be n value integer means it may be 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, right? Positive integer it is. Now we can write here n value. If you write 1, we will get the plus or minus 1e or plus or minus 2e and plus or minus 3. What is the value of e? 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. Charge is quantized. Okay, right? How it is quantized means, for example, this is a object. Okay, from this, if you remove one electron from the object, if you remove one electron from the object, it acquires the plus E charge. This object acquires the plus E charge, plus 1E. If you remove the two electrons, if you remove the two electrons from the object, this object acquires the charge, right, plus 2E, right? If you remove the three electrons from the object acquires the plus 3E charge. That is, if you remove one electron, plus 1E charge. If you remove two electrons from the object, plus 2E charge. If you remove three electrons from the object, then plus 3E charge. Like this, on removal of electrons from a object acquires the positive charge. For example, I am supplying the negative electrons to the object. I am supplying the electron to the object. If you supply one electron to the object, if you supply one electron to the object, how much charge it acquires? Do you know, students? If you supply one electron to the object, one electron charge is how much? Minus E. Then object acquires the, we are giving one electron to the object, right? Then it has minus 1E charge. If you give the two electron to the charge, then it acquires the minus 2E charge. That means if you supply the electron to the object, if you supply the electron to the object, it acquires the negative charge. And if you remove the electron from any object, it acquires the positive charge, right? If you remove electron from an object, then that object acquires the positive charge. We can remove either one electron, two electron, three electron. We can add one electron, two electron, three electron. We cannot add half electron. That's why n is always integer, right? Okay, and next let us go for the current. Okay, for example, how many electrons can constitute the 1 coulomb charge, right? SI unit of the charge is what? SI unit of charge. SI unit of charge. Yes, tell me. Anybody? Coulomb. Is it correct, students? Right. SI unit of charge is coulomb. Now let us go for the current. What is current? Current means what? Current is the rate of flow of charge. The rate of flow of charge. That means how much charge flows in 1 second. That is called as current. Charge means what? Electrons are the charged particles. They will move. The rate of flow of charge is called as current. Rate of flow of charge is called as current. Then the current formula we write like this. That is the current is equal to current I is equal to, right, charge by time we have to write. Okay, charge by time. We can write the current denoted with the I, either small I or capital I. We write as Q by T. This is the formula for the current, right? Its SI unit is what? Its SI unit is SI unit is what? You can tell ampere. Is it right? Ampere. Its symbol is capital A. Okay, right. Next, 1 ampere is equal to how much you will get from above equation, right? We can write 1 ampere is equal to current you take as charge you take as 1 coulomb, time you take as 1 second, then 1 ampere is equal to you will get as 1 coulomb by 1 second. Is it right? You can take Q1, T1, then I1 you will get. That means 1 ampere equal to 1 coulomb per 1 second. If 1 coulomb charge flows in 1 second, if 1 coulomb charge flows in 1 second, then the current is 1 ampere. 1 coulomb charge flows in 1 second, then current is 1 ampere, right? Current is 1 ampere. Now let us go for the more concept. Let us discuss the instrument which is used to measure the current. Okay, what is the instrument? Ammeter, right? Ammeter is used to measure the current. Is it correct, students? Ammeter used to measure the current. Okay, and how it is connected? It always connected in series. Is it correct? It always connected in series. Okay, you should connect the ammeter in series only, not in parallel. This is the symbol of ammeter, right? It has the positive and negative terminal, and it should always connected in series to the appliance. Okay, right. Let's go for the potential. That what is potential? What is potential and potential difference? Potential difference. What is potential difference? Okay, the potential difference. For example, this is a capital Q charge. It is the source charge. Okay, it can produce the electric field. Okay, and now I am bringing the some other charge around capital Q charge. Its effect is exist up to certain region, right? It can, that region is called as electric field. For example, I am moving the small q charge from A to B, right? For that you should do some work, right? I am moving the charge from A to B. For that we have to do some work. At A the potential we can consider as VA, at B potential we can consider as VB. Now there is a formula is there for the potential difference, that is VB minus VA is equal to work done by charge. That is a Q is the test charge at here that we are moving. To move small q charge from A to B, we should do some work. That work by that moved charge is the potential difference. Then work is equal, we can write as potential difference into charge. This is the work done to move q charge from A to B. Okay, right? Q work done, W is the work done to move. This is a potential difference formula, right? W is the work done to move charge from A to B. Okay, and work done to move q charge from A to B. That work for is a W. Okay, right? What is the potential? What is the potential? For example, if you move potential means what? For example, potential at certain point I want. Then potential means you take like this. This is a q charge, right? I am moving one small q charge from infinite to, right, certain point P. Okay, I am moving from infinite to, right, some point P. Then for that, how much work we have to do? That work done to move from infinite to certain point, to move the q charge, that will be equal to potential at point P. Okay, from this we write as potential at point P. Potential at P we write as, that is V is equal to work done to move the charge from infinite to P, right, by amount of charge moved. This is the formula for the potential. Okay, at infinite we should take the potential as 0. What is the unit of the, you should remember just formulas. Okay, I am not explaining clearly because it takes uh, 5 6 periods to complete clearly. That is there in YouTube already. Just it is revision. SI unit of potential is what, you can tell, volt. Is it right? Its symbol is V. We know potential difference is equal to work by charge. Is it right? Potential difference is equal to work by charge. I will take the potential difference formula is 1 volt. That is, you can write as 1 joule by 1 coulomb. Okay, this is the, we can take work as 1 joule, charge as 1 coulomb, potential difference is equal to, you will get as 1 volt. 1 volt equal to 1 joule by 1 coulomb. This we can write as, if 1 joule work done, if 1 joule work done, 1 joule work done to move 1 coulomb charge. If 1 joule work done to move 1 coulomb charge, then potential difference is equal to 1 volt. Okay, is equal to 1 volt. Just how to define the 1 volt? 1 joule work is done to move 1 coulomb charge, then the potential difference equal to 1 volt. Just according to the formula, you take work as 1 joule, okay, and charge as 1 coulomb. Then you are moving the 1 coulomb charge. For that, 1 joule work is done. Find the potential difference. Potential difference is equal to work by charge. Here work we are getting 1, charge we are getting 1, then potential difference also 1. That means if 1 joule work done to move 1 coulomb charge, then the potential difference we can take as 1 volt. Okay, then what is the instrument which is used to measure the potential difference? Anybody? What is the device used? Right, voltmeter is used to measure, voltmeter is used to measure potential difference, right? Okay, this voltmeter is always connected in parallel. It is always connected parallel to appliance across that you want to find out the potential difference. Okay, this is some appliance. Okay, this is voltmeter symbol, right? Plus minus, simple, right? If you want to measure the potential difference across certain bulb, right, you should connect the voltmeter like this, parallel to it. Okay, like this you should connect. Understood? Right, let us go for the next topic, right? Ohm's law. What is Ohm's law? Ohm's law is that at constant temperature, right? At constant temperature, potential difference is directly proportional to current. Potential difference is directly proportional to current, or the current directly proportional to potential. P proportional to I, right? Temperature should be constant. Then if the proportionality is removed, we will get a constant, that is, its name is R, right? V is equal to IR is the mathematical form of Ohm's law. Mathematical form of Ohm's law, right? Mathematical form of Ohm's law. Right now, what is R in this? R is a proportionality constant. It has some name, that is resistance, right? Resistance. Then what is resistance and on what factors it depends, and how to find out the resistance of certain wire, right? Next one is the resistance. Resistance is the capital R, right? Now the resistance is the property of material by virtue of which opposes the flow of electrons, right? Resistance is the property of material which opposes the flow of current or flow of electrons, right? Resistance means resist means stopping, right? On what factors this resistance depends? Okay, resistance depends upon some factors. That is, the resistance is directly proportional to the resistance depends upon dimensions of material. That is, the resistance directly proportional to the length, and resistance inversely proportional to area of the wire. Okay, resistance depends upon the nature of material. This is the length and this is the cross sectional area. Okay, and resistance is r depends upon nature of material. Different materials have different resistance and temperature, right? And dimensions. If you go for the if you combine this, we will get r proportional to L by A. R depends upon the length and area. When the proportionality is removed, we will get a constant. Its name is rho, right? Rho L by A, right? R is equal to rho L by A. This is the formula for the resistance. What is L here? L is the length of conductor. What is A? What is A? A is the area of cross section. Area of cross section. Okay, and what is rho here? Rho is the proportionality constant. It is resistivity. Resistivity or specific resistance. Resistivity or specific resistance. Okay, right. Next, what is the symbol of resistance and what is its unit? Let's go for the symbol and unit. Symbol and unit. Okay, what is the symbol of resistance? The symbol of resistance is, this is the symbol of resistance. You know very well. It indicates the opposition for the flow of current. Okay, this is the resistor, constant resistor. Okay, resistor means it is a device which offers the resistance. Resistance means opposition for the flow of current. Okay, this, if you write like this, right? This is said to be rheostat. Rheostat symbol. What is the meaning of rheostat? It is a variable resistor. That means its resistance we can change. We can change. Okay. And what is the unit of the resistance? Right? Anybody can tell the unit? Somebody do it fast. It's revision. SI unit. Very good. Very good. Ohm. Okay. Its symbol is omega. This is the symbol of resistance. Oh, sorry. Unit of the resistance. Okay. Right. And this is about the resistance. Now let us go for the specific resistance. What is specific resistance? Right? What is specific resistance? There we got one constant. It is said to be specific resistance. Okay, right. The specific resistance is rho. Okay, specific resistance. What is specific resistance? Specific resistance is, formula is RA by L. We got here. You take length as 1 unit. Okay, and area is 1 unit. If you take both as 1 unit, then the specific resistance is equal to R, right? Then how to define this? This is the resistance equal to resistivity, but length and area should be 1 unit. That means resistance per unit length, resistance per unit length, and per unit area of cross section. Resistance per unit length and per unit area of cross section is called as specific resistance. Resistance equal to resistivity or specific resistance. Resistance equal to specific resistance when length and area is 1 unit. Means resistance of a wire whose length is 1 unit, whose area is 1 unit is called as a resistivity. Resistance per unit length and per unit area of cross section is called as specific resistance. Specific resistance. What is the, on what factors depends? It will depends. Very important point. Okay, rho depends upon what factors? Right? Do you know what are the factors on which the rho depends? Right? Rho depends upon some factors. That is, rho depends upon. Yes, tell me. Rho depends upon nature and temperature only. Nature of material and temperature. Okay, but it is independent of dimensions. Okay, you should remember that rho does not depends upon dimensions. Independent of dimensions of conductor. Okay, let's go for the another unit of the resistivity. Right, how to write the SI unit of the resistivity? Right, let's go for it. Unit of resistivity. Right, unit of resistivity. Yes, somebody? Yes. Rho is equal to, we have formula RA by L. R is ohm, area is meter square, length into breadth, length meter, that is ohm meter. Ohm meter is the unit, right? What is the SI unit? SI unit is ohm meter, right? Okay, let us go for the next topic, that is series and parallel combination of resistors. Series combination of resistors. Series combination of resistors. What is series combination? Right, let us see here. For example, the resistors are connected like this, end to end. This is the first resistor, this is the second resistor, they are connected like this, right? Some in the series combination the same current passes. This is the end to end connection, this is said to be series connection. In the series connection, what happens? Which is constant and which will divides? Right, current is same, current is constant, and potential divides. Remember it, potential divides. This we can write as potential across the first resistance as V1 and potential across the second resistance is V2. We write as V is equal to V1 plus V2, that is V is equal, we write as total. V1 is the potential difference across the first resistance, that we write as IR1 IR2, right? This is the total potential difference, we write as the total resistance. This we can take as the total resistance is RS, right? Total voltage is V. Here we write like this, I is common and cancel, we will get RS is equal to R1 plus R2. This is the expression for the series combination of resistors. Just we have to add to find out the total resistance. But if you want the parallel combination of resistors, what is parallel combination? Parallel combination of resistors means, for example, this is a resistor, right, R1, and this is a resistor R2, right, and these are connected like this, and they are connected to some battery, and now this is said to be parallel combination. In parallel combination, the current will comes and it will divides across the first resistor and across the second resistor. That means in the parallel combination, current divides. In parallel, what happens? Current divides, but potential same. Okay, remember it, potential across this one is V, and potential across R2 also V, potential across R2 also V. right? Let's write the equation. We have to find out the total resistance. In order to find the total resistance, what we have to do it here, just we have to take like this, that is from the figure current I is coming to this point, I1 goes to that side. I become I1 and I2. From figure we write as I is equal to I1 plus I2 we write. Then I is the total current, total voltage by total resistance. Total resistance in parallel combination I am considering as Rp. Then I1 means current through R1, that is the voltage by resistance. V by R1 we write, V by R2. If you simplify this, we will get as P will be cancelled and 1 by Rp is equal, we will get as 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. You should remember this formula, that is 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. If you simplify this, we will get the effective resistance in the parallel combination as R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. If two resistors are connected in the parallel, to find out the total resistance, this is the formula. In the series combination, direct addition, but in the parallel combination, you should do this one. And the next one is the heating effect of electric current. If the current passes, then heating effect of electric current. When current passes, right, what happens? Through the resistor, heat develops. Then on what factors the heat depends? Okay, that is Joule's law also, right? Now let us see, that is this is a resistor R, and in this we are sending some current I, right, for the time t. If you send the current I for the time t, at that moment some heat develops across the resistor, right? That heat developed across the resistor, I want to know, right, on what factors the heat depends. The heat developed formula is equal to heat developed across a resistor, right, across resistor. Heat developed formula is equal to work done actually. Okay, heat developed equal to work done by the battery will do some work to send the charge. That work done is equal to, we have the potential difference into charge. This potential formula according to Ohm's law we write as IR, Q formula we write as IT, and finally we will get as I square RT, right? The heat formula is I square RT, we should remember it, I square RT, right? According to Joule's law, what is Joule's law? Joule's law is that on what factors the heat depends. That is, the heat depends upon the square of current, right? And heat depends upon the resistance, and heat depends upon the time. These are the three factors on which the heat depends. Okay, I is the current, R is the resistance, and T is the time. T is the time. Okay, this is about heating effect of electric current, you should remember. Next one is the, right, power. What is electric power? Electric power means what? Electric power. Electric power is the P, right? The rate of electric work done by the battery. That is the rate of electric work done. Rate of electric work is called as power. Okay, the rate of electric work. Rate of electric work means work per unit time. Work in 1 second is called as the power. Rate of electric work is called as power. Then what is the formula for the power? Yes, let us see here. The power is the P. Power formula is work by time. Work by time. Here we write as power P is equal to W by T. But the work formula we know, potential difference is equal to work by charge. From that we write as work is equal to potential difference into charge. But power formula, charge by time we know current. We write as power is equal to VI. And we also know potential difference as current into resistance, that is IR into I. And we will get as I square R, because here we are writing V according to Ohm's law, IR we are writing. I we can write as V by R, right? Then if you simplify it, we will get the V square by R. Several formulas you will get for the power, that is the power is equal to potential into current, I square R, and V square by R. These are the various formulas for the electric power you should remember. Okay, VI, I square R, here VI we got, V converted into IR, then we will get I square R, and I converted into V by R according to Ohm's law, right? Then because we know Ohm's law very well, that is V is equal to IR, according to that we are changing into various formulas. Now what is the SI unit of the power? Will you say what is the SI unit of power? Watt. Very good, very good, right? SI unit of power is the watt. Then how to define the watt? How to define the watt? Then here we know power is equal to work by time. Here we write as the power is 1 watt equal to work is 1 joule, time is 1 second. If 1 joule work done in 1 second, 1 joule work done in 1 second, then the power is 1 watt. If 1 joule work done in 1 hour, then power is 1 watt, then power is 1 watt. Next let us go for the commercial unit of electrical energy. Commercial unit of electrical energy. Commercial unit of electrical energy. Can you tell what is the commercial unit of electrical energy? Electrical energy general unit is joule. Energy unit is joule. But here the commercial unit of electrical energy is kilowatt hour. Kilowatt hour. Okay, what is the unit? Kilowatt hour, right? kWh. kWh is the unit. Then kilowatt hour, how to convert into joules? That is 1 kilo into 1 watt into 1 hour we should write. Then 1 kilo means we write as 10 to the power of 3. 1 watt means 1 joule by 1 second, and 1 hour means 3600 seconds. Then if you simplify this, we will get as 1 kilowatt hour is equal to, right, 36 into 10 to the power of 5 joule we will get, or otherwise 1 kilowatt hour is equal to, we will get as 3.6 into 10 to the power of 6 joule, right? You should remember it. This is the 1 kilowatt hour. If 1 kilowatt hour energy used, then we can take consider as 1 unit. Okay, 1 kilowatt hour we can take as the 1 unit. Okay, if for example 100 kilowatt hours if you consume, then 100 units consumed. Per unit electric bill will comes, per unit price is 2 rupees. If you will consume 100 units, then 100 into 2 rupees, 200 rupees bill you will get. Okay, then electrical energy formula. Electrical energy, how they will find out the electrical energy consumed in household purpose, right? The electrical energy is equal to, energy is equal, we will take as, for example we write the formula N1 P1 T1 plus N2 P2 T2, like that we have to write, and we have to convert N1 is what? Number of appliance. Number of appliance. Okay, P1 is the power of each appliance. T1 is the time used. Okay, generally energy is equal to, we have the formula energy is equal to power into time, because energy is equal to work we will get, but the work is equal to, we know, power into time. Yes, because power equal to work by time. Then like that energy formula we will get as power into time. Power into time. This is the electrical energy formula. But this is only for one appliance. If n appliances are there, we write as n into P into T, like that. Okay. This is the revision of electricity. Okay, once again you can watch, I will upload in YouTube, then you will get clear.